Mark, 4 minutes until airtime here on the Wake Forest Sports Network for our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue comes with 3 minutes until airtime. Mark, 3 minutes until airtime here on the Wake Forest Sports Network for our Coaches Show broadcast. Your next time cue will be with 2 minutes until airtime. Mark, network stations, we are 1 minute until airtime here on the Wake Forest Sports Network for our Coaches Show broadcast. Studios, please start your archive recording. Stations, if you encounter technical issues during this broadcast, please call the Wake Forest studio hotline at area code 336-831-0819. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime, Mark, 30 seconds until airtime. Once again, stations, if you encounter technical issues during this broadcast, please call the Wake Forest studio hotline number at 336-831-0819. Stations, your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Wake Forest Sports Network.
Live from Miller's on Robin Hood, this is the Steve Forbes Show on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield. Your weekly all-access pass inside Demon Deacon basketball.
Kicks it underneath baseline right. Here's Harris up and under. Drives it, scores it, gets the foul. Taken by Wake. Spillers drives, dunks, and Wake leads by 4.
We did an unbelievable job in defensive transition. I think we're a little more comfortable playing with each other's strengths and weaknesses on the offensive side of the ball.
Send us your question for Coach Forbes to our inbox. Available at wakeradio@learfield.com or tweet your question to the voice of the Deeks at StanCottonWF.
Who learned something tonight?
Me.
See?
Yeah.
I didn't know about the nail.
The nail.
See?
Man, I feel
That's
good.
why you come here.
I tell you, that's some high-tech stuff right there.
Learn that stuff from Coach Forbes.
The Steve Forbes Show is brought to you by Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist, the official healthcare partner of the Demon Deacons. Now, alongside Coach Forbes, here's the voice of the Deeks, Stan Cotton.
And off we go on this Monday night. Stan and the coach here for an hour talking Wake Forest basketball. We've got a crowd here at Miller's on Robin Hood. I know the weather's not great, but
oh, it's not that bad.
It's not bad. We're all here.
Yeah.
Lots of folks here, and we're here for you as well. If you'd like to be a part of the show, a couple ways to do that. Email us, wakeradio@learfield.com. Again, wakeradio@learfield.com, or on Twitter, if that's your thing. I guess they call it X now, at Stan Cotton WF. That is Cotton with an E, at Stan Cotton WF. Phil Brame is here, sitting in for the Sparks crew. Appreciate that. Phil had that great call down in the Bahamas. And Brian Easterling, of course, back in our Learfield studios, making sure we get out there to all of you. Wake Forest wins over West Virginia by the final score of 75-66. Yep. That was a good one. And then all week this week, exams. Next game Sunday against Queens. That'll be part of a doubleheader. With the women, they start at 2 o'clock. Conference game for them against Georgia Tech. Men start at 5. We'll be on the air at 4:30. And then next Monday, back here to talk about it. Coach, how we doing?
I'm good. The weather, I'm kind of used to that. So when I saw that snow today, I kind of felt like I was at home. But I know a lot of people around here panic when they see that. But it was nice to have a day off. We've had a couple days off since the game on Saturday. We are in finals, and we'll practice tomorrow morning because we have a light load of finals tomorrow. And then Wednesday we got to take off again because we got a heavy load of finals. And then practice Thursday, Friday, Saturday before we play on Sunday. Saturday's kind of an odd day because we got a lot of finals on Saturday. And so we got to practice at night on Saturday before Sunday's game.
Did they have finals at Southern Arkansas?
No.
I don't remember any.
I think I left a week early and went home.
I don't remember any Saturday exams at Tennessee.
I will say this is the first time I've ever had Saturday exams. Not me personally, but the players. And yeah, it's you got to adjust a little bit during finals week just based on everybody's final schedule. But it was nice to have yesterday off and today, and it was a nice bus ride home on Saturday night.
I told you after the game that whatever you got for your post-game meal would taste awfully good.
Well,
coming home if you won.
Well, and then we stopped off at the convenience store and got some snacks. So
yeah, we've started to do that. Whose idea is that?
Players. They want to go get snacks. I mean,
it takes forever, right, to load up the bus. There's a million moving parts. You get that sucker loaded, and then 10 minutes down the road we pull off, and they all get out.
I know. And Joel has to find a place to park that bus.
I know. That's like one of these vacation movies where is everybody back on the bus? We can't go home unless we double check the roster there.
My favorite part is like looking at the people inside when we all walk in there. In the early '80s when I worked at McDonald's, you'd be sitting in there in the lobby, and all of a sudden the bus would point, and everybody yell, "Bus!" and everybody'd freak out and start throwing down burgers and French fries and. There was 2 guys working in that store when we walked in. I said,
it's like those. You've seen those commercials last month or so where I know it's 2 minutes before you close, but can I still order? And the guy in the back starts screaming because you order 10 cheeseburgers and 4 pizzas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those guys were. I said, guys, I'm sure you weren't really expecting us to come in the door.
What was your post-game selection? Mine was awfully good.
I think I had. You talking about the meal?
Yeah,
I had a Philly cheesesteak, I think.
I got a pizza that was the size of that table.
Yeah, that was huge. I saw those.
I ate about half of it, and then
take it home.
I ate mostly the rest of it on Sunday.
There you go.
And the rest of it today.
Wow, 3 meals.
That was some really good stuff.
I think I stole one from Frank Davis across.
Well, there are always extras up in the.
Well, he was sleeping. I got one
there. But hey, and we'll do a complete rundown of the game. But and I said several times on the air because I knew it. I knew all about West Virginia. I lived up in there.
Yep.
I knew it would be a road game, and there were 10,500 Mountaineer fans going nuts. And that was you won a road game. There was nothing neutral about that one.
It was a great environment. Yeah. The Civic Center there in Charleston was a nice venue to play in, and I wasn't surprised that they had 10,500 in there, and they were loud. But our team did a great job of keeping the crowd out of the game, and that's really important when you go on the road. And they tried a couple times. But we did a good job of answering the bell and keeping them out.
Well, the skinny on Ross Hodge is, and you know this, is he's a good coach.
Yep.
And he's going to have a good program there.
Yeah, I said it after the game. I don't know if anybody watched the press conference, but that was the first thing I talked about was how, sometimes when colleges hire coaches, you kind of think, well, that doesn't really fit. But I thought that was a great fit when they hired Ross because his DNA is toughness and defense and rebounding, and that's been the DNA of Mountaineer basketball for a long time. And so it's his first year, and he worked for the AD, Ren Baker, at North Texas, and so they got a good relationship, and he's going to do a really good job.
And again, it'll be Wake and Queens coming up. We'll talk maybe a little bit, maybe not, about Queens coming up. That seems like it's a month away.
Good.
Yeah, need some time off this week, and the guys certainly need it. All right, going to tell you again that you can stay where art meets atmosphere. You know where that is, Hotel Indigo and Sir Winston Wine Loft and Restaurant. They were designed for the creatively curious, both spaces, local flavors, and inspired stays. Again, a couple ways to get to us, wakeradio@learfield.com. That's an email, or at Stan Cotton WF on Twitter. We do have the wireless mic here, so if the folks here want to talk to you, Coach, well, just wave at us, and we'll put you on the radio. We'll take a quick time out. We're at Miller's on Robin Hood, where we are pretty much every Monday night, and we'll return with more in a moment as you listen to the Steve Forbes Show from Learfield. Spillers tap the rebound. Out to Harris, gets it back, knocks it. Going to have to make something happen. Pulls and fires, 14-footer, got it. For a good look at a three. Drilled.
Hey, Deke fans, Coach Forbes here. As you prepare to watch your Dekes this season, remember to bring along some ice-cold Pepsi. There's something special about watching the Dekes with your friends, eating some great food, and drinking Pepsi. It's a perfect way to cheer the team on to victory. Go Dekes.
Wake Forest basketball is always better with Pepsi.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
More with Coach Forbes after these local messages on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
Stan Cotton here for Roger Marion Automotive. Roger and his staff have been taking care of me and my family and our cars and trucks for years. From tune-ups to oil changes to a state inspection or that weird sound your engine's making that you can't quite figure out. Roger Marion Automotive can handle whatever issue your vehicle has and get you back on the road with confidence and at a very fair price. Roger Marion Automotive between I-40 and 421 across from West Forsyth High School. Roger Marion Automotive, the only choice for any fan of the Demon Deacons.
When it comes to local news, you can rely on ABC 45 News, there to cover your story.
Just had to take a stand. We should be compensated way more than we are.
There to get you answers.
It still leaves so much anxiety because it's like we don't know what happened.
There in your community.
We need to help out the people in our community who are struggling.
And there with your no-wait weather.
This area is producing some severe weather tonight.
ABC 45 News, weeknights at 6 and 11, standing up for you.
Welcome back to the Steve Forbes Show.
He's very disruptive defensively. He does a really good job there.
Email your question to Stan and Coach Forbes at wakeradio@learfield.com.
As far as me ever putting a suit and tie in, they're going to have to pass a new rule for that one because, quite frankly, I don't know why we ever did.
Or tweet your question to the voice of the Deeks at Stan Cotton WF.
Okay, we are back and rolling along here on this kind of wintry. Well, it's really not. It snowed a little bit at my house, middle of the day.
Yep.
But nothing on the roads, anything like that. But it's cold. It's not winter yet, but it kind of feels like it out there. Time now to check our Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist game diagnosis, brought to you by the official healthcare partner of the Demon Deacons. Wake Forest again wins it over West Virginia by this is the 11th ever meeting between those two. Deacons win it 75-66. Got a big lead first half. They were tied at the half. Second half, you got some daylight between you and them, and they really, I didn't think, threatened you much. But that was a tough one and a good one to get.
Yeah, you know, a big part of the game in the second half, I wrote this down for the game diagnosis. Juke made a three. If you guys remember, we went up 61-49, had a good lead. And that was just about 7 minutes left in the game. Then West Virginia made 2 threes from Honor Huff. They made a free throw. And in 90 seconds, they cut the lead to 5. And the crowd was, let's say they were loud, okay, very loud. But Nate Calmese came up, I thought, with his best stretch of the season at the point position when we needed the most. So the next 3 possessions, Nate crashed the offensive glass, got a rebound, put it back in. Then he came down and he pitched one to Trey and immediately got the ball back and he drove it. Then he gave it to Trey for a dunk. And then he came off a ball screen and passed it to Trey for a layup. And so those next 3 possessions in a minute 41, he was responsible for 6 points and the game was over. And so, yes, I mean, look, Juke was incredible. He made 7 threes. He had 28 points. Is that right?
Yep.
Didn't play a lot in the first half, had foul trouble. Again, I think that's a credit to our depth, playing really well when he wasn't playing. And but I thought that point of the game was when we won the game, when it was 61-49, they made that run. And Juke was, he was special. He made some big-time plays. And he made a 3 later on. It just kind of took the wind out of the whole – actually, I looked up and everybody was going to the exits. And so that's the best feeling in coaching is going on the road and shutting the crowd up. That's a good feeling. And we did that.
Right out of the chute, I thought you guys were pretty locked in defensively. I talked about it after the game, and I think that was after some aggressive counseling following the Arkansas game.
Well, we'd probably been better off playing Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'd say Wednesday's film
Oklahoma game.
Wednesday's film session was 2.5 hours, and it was intense. It was intense. I wasn't happy. After the Oklahoma game, again, that game was kind of like this game. It was in the balance. It was 5. We're probably down 5, maybe 7 with 8 or 9 to go, and then they threw their punch, and we didn't take the punch. We went to the mat, and I didn't like that. And so I didn't say much after the game. I said a lot on Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday we had very spirited practices.
I asked Nate about that after the game.
Oh, you did?
He kind of grinned.
He grinned?
He didn't say a lot, but so I knew.
They responded. Now, the whole thing I talked about it wasn't about the loss. It was about how are you going to respond to the loss, because that's what's going to matter the most. That's what people are going to remember now is how you respond. And, they were going into a tough environment, and their preparation was really good, and we got off to a great start defensively. Okay offensively. I was watching it last night. It's never as good as you think it was. I hate to say that, but, we'll talk about that tomorrow at practice. But, I was really proud of them, and they were excited after the game, and they were happy for Juke. The Gazelle group put on our game with Michigan and Greensboro and Detroit, and they did our game in Charleston, and then West Virginia will come back next year to Greensboro to play. And I know that's not the best for fans. I get it. Unfortunately, we have to adjust to how we're judged going to the tournament and the net ranking. And, it's hard to explain, but there's just more opportunity to play in a neutral site game than a home game. And that stinks. That stinks for everybody. And the good thing is we got Vanderbilt coming in home and home next week. And they're top 20, what are they? They're 4 in the net, in the net? Yeah. And so we'll get one here, but West Virginia next year will come back to Greensboro.
I hope they don't bring Huff as a senior. I don't know if he has any eligibility or not, but
I don't know.
His range is pretty wide.
I saw him play a lot because he played at Chattanooga, in the SoCon, so he played against Brooks. I didn't coach against him. He hadn't been around that long, but he's a good player, fast, can really shoot it.
Yeah, he's got range. He led the nation last year with 131 threes.
Yeah, he made 130 then. I don't know if we made that as a team last year.
But anyway, hopefully he doesn't come back next week.
I don't think so.
Next year. There's a question from Brian, and he does this over Twitter. And you started Miles Colvin.
Yep.
His question was, are you still tinkering with player combos? Obviously you are on the court, depending on game situations, or have you settled on a regular set rotation?
That's a good – thank you, Brian, for that question. I guess you guys have probably noticed we played Isaac Carr a lot in the last 2 games, and he will continue to play. And I would have no problem playing Jalen Cross. It's just hard to play 11, and so, yes, I think we're still, looking at lineups, small ball lineup. We can play juke at the 4 if we have to against smaller teams. We don't necessarily want to do that. Play Cooper and Trey together, play Omaha and Cooper together, Omaha, Trey. Miles and Nate and Juke, and we can throw Mackay. We got Isaac. So we've got some really good players, and we're going to continue to play them. And some of it will be dictated on how the game goes.
Okay, Brian, thanks for the question. We'll sneak in another timeout here on the other side. We'll talk a little bit about Rodney Rogers Day, which is coming up. We'll talk about the Tuckers.
Wow.
And I'll ask you if we're going to have to call Coach Mackey something else other than Coach Mackey. He's got an official title now, kind of, sort of, thanks to them. But anyway, we'll take a timeout. More with the coach on the other side as you listen to the Steve Forbes Show from Learfield.
At Vibe, we believe interior design has the power to transform experience, shaping how people heal, learn, and perform every day. Whether it's premium hospitality suites, medical education facilities, residence halls, or healthcare environments, we create spaces that inspire connection, focus, and well-being. As respected partners of Wake Forest University and Wake Forest Athletics, we're proud to design environments where champions thrive on the court, in the classroom, and beyond. Discover the impact of great design at vibedesign.com. That's Vibe with 2 I's.
Hey Deacon fans, if you can't make it courtside or want to catch an away game with other Wake fans, Little Richard's Barbecue on Stratford Road should be your first choice to watch Wake basketball games. Enjoy big screen TVs, cold drinks, and all the smoked meats and southern sides you love. Proudly serving Deacon fans since 1991, Little Richard's is the go-to game day spot for Wake fans. Visit us on Stratford Road or order online at littlerichardsbarbecue.com. Go Deeks.
We'll be right back to the Steve Forbes Show after this local timeout on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
Loves for the good. Spillers flushed it on the alley-oop.
Looking for Demon Deacon audio content beyond game day? Download and subscribe to the Wake Forest Sports Network feed on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Stay connected to the Deeks all season long.
No, I thought we had great effort. Appreciate the fans. We had a good crowd. Last couple games have gotten off to a good start.
Catch every episode of the Jake Dickert Show and the Steve Forbes Show on demand, whether you're in Winston-Salem or anywhere in the world. Download and subscribe today. The Wake Forest Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
For up-to-date breaking news on the Deeks, there's no better source than GoDeeks.com, the official website of Wake Forest Athletics. GoDeeks.com provides detailed content of results of all Deacon sports teams, with innovative photos, live game and coaches show broadcasts, and in-depth interviews about the Deacons. GoDeeks.com is your complete online source for sports news when you just have to know. Visit GoDeeks.com and make it your homepage each time you log on to the internet. Go to the source, GoDeeks.com.
Welcome back to the Steve Forbes Show.
They don't have any trees in Iowa. You know, I'm from Lone Tree. That's the only tree they got.
Email your question to Stan and Coach Forbes at wakeradio@learfield.com or tweet your question to the voice of the Deeks at Stan Cotton WF.
Okay, we're back rolling along. First half hour, Steve Forbes Show on this Monday night. We'll be back next Monday as well. Back here at Miller's on Robin Hood. Hashtag get the tenders. Have you eaten tonight?
No. Actually, I ran into Rhonda down there at the Hobby Lobby. I went to Hobby Lobby today, people. I was lost, very lost.
What were you looking for at the Hobby Lobby? We need to get them to sponsor. That's what we need to do.
I don't know.
Cut this clip out and send it to them.
I got a little confused in there. And somebody said, "Hey, Coach, what are you doing?" I said, "I have no idea. I don't know." I was Grinch shopping or something. I don't know.
Were you by yourself?
No, I had my wife. I had my wife. No, I did not go by myself. No.
So she led you in there, and that's why you were lost.
I was.
Okay.
And then Rhonda was talking to her, and I just started running around the store, and then I got lost. I'm like, all right, I got to go find my wife.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Tonight's fun brought to you on the radio in part by R.J. Young, your playbook for more than just copiers. Their cutting-edge solutions cover security systems, business phones, and managed IT and AV technology for your organization. Schedule your free consultation. You can do it right now. rjyoung.com/Wake Forest. All right, Rodney Rogers Day has been set. Going to be January 31st. That is a Saturday afternoon. think the tip is odd, 3:45. That's because of the television. But it'll be against NC State.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Your second game with the Pack. But that'll be a fun day remembering old number 54.
Yeah, it'll be a special day. Coach Muse was able to go to Rodney's funeral on Saturday and then drove to Charleston, South Carolina for the game. I told him he didn't have to, but he's a good one. So he went the extra mile. It'll be we'll have a lot of people back. Coach Odom will be there. Coach Jerry Wainwright will be back. I know Jerry forever. Jerry writes more handwritten notes than any person in the country. I've never seen anybody write more. Am I right, Muse? I've never seen anybody. He'll literally send you 90 at a time. It's unbelievable. A lot of former players. I know there was a lot of former players, about 20 of them at the service. Mark Blucas, Doggett, Owens, Banks. Those guys will all be back, and it'll be a great time. It'll be a great time to honor him. Plus, it'll be a great time for our players to meet them. I always think that's really special when the former players come back. It's not so much for me, it's for our own players too, so they can build a bond and a relationship with those guys that hopefully will last, forever, like their bond lasts. And Rodney, I think it's well documented what a special player he was. I guess for me, it's more about his perseverance after his tragedy 21 years ago, living the life that he lived with joy. It would be hard. I'm being honest. I don't know how I would handle that, being, in that situation, being a paraplegic and going from being one of the world's best athletes to not being able to take care of yourself would be not only a physical issue, but more a real mental issue as well. And so, he's going to be very missed. I talked to Dave about it last week, and I'm actually going to be with Dave tomorrow with you, and so we'll get a chance to visit about it, and it'll be a really special day. I don't think we'll have to publicize the NC State game. I think that'll probably be a pretty big game, be my guess.
Yeah, and there'll be a lot of stuff for fans as well that we'll talk about more prior to the game. But anyway, that again is January 31st, Wake and State on a Saturday at the Joel Rodney Rogers Day. By the way, tomorrow night you and I will be roasting longtime scorekeeper Gary Strickland.
Oh, that's going to be it.
And that will be a whole lot of fun. I can promise you that.
How about this? Gary's going to have a roast, but he's laid down the ground rules. How do you lay down the ground rules that you don't at a roast?
Well, he's going to get ripped because of that.
Yes. Now, he said no profanity. I'm thinking, why did you invite me? And then we have to wear a suit. Seriously.
When they say suit, you're not going to wear a tie, are you?
Oh, I might not even wear a suit. I might just, you know how I am.
We ought to come in overalls.
I'm serious.
I used to have some of those, by the way, back in
some haw-haws? Yeah.
I am from Tennessee. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Iowa. My uncles wore them on the farm. If anybody's got any stories on Gary afterwards, feel free to tell me, because I've got a pretty good list of what I'm going to do to him. But if anybody else would like to help me with that, I've
got some, but I'm going to make a bunch of stuff up.
Oh, I'm going to make a lot of stuff up.
Yeah,
I can tell you that
because
right
he gets to go last, which is how it's done. But so we need to be ready, because he's going to sling it back. He can dish. We don't know if he can take. He can dish it out.
Well, he's going to take it.
We'll find out. It'll be a lot of fun tomorrow. All right. Also wanted to talk to you about, Carl and Linda Tucker. It was announced that they've been supporters for a long time. Gave a whole lot of money.
Yep.
And part of that, a lot of moving parts of that, but part of that is it is named the assistant coach position that Coach Mackey has right now. So do I have to call him like something special?
I think you can call him whatever you want.
Like the Tucker family assistant coach?
Yeah, call him Tucker. Yeah.
Mackey?
Coach Tuck.
He was here. Is he here?
He's here somewhere.
I thought I saw him walking.
He's hiding in the back. Yeah.
But anyway, thanks to them. What a great gesture.
It's funny how things come full circle. When I took the job, I drove over. I was on my drive over from Johnson City to Winston that day to meet with Dr. Hatch and John, and Carl and David and Mark and I think Andrew. They were the first people I talked to on the phone as I was driving over about being the head coach at Wake Forest. I had a list that I was given, and I started flying through them. I think they were at the top. Actually, about a year later, I went to they're in South Carolina. It's a small town. Is it Page? Pageland. I went to their lumber plant. I've never seen anything like this in my life, okay? I literally walked with my hands inside of my body because there were so many saws going. I thought I was going to lose an arm or a finger. I've never seen – I didn't understand what you can do with a piece of wood and how much you can use it. I mean, they get everything out of that piece of wood. It was an incredible experience. And then Linda, she cooked lunch, like old school, like when you're on the farm. And you come in for lunch, and then you have to take a nap because you're so tired you can't go back out. That's how I felt.
We know in the old days in the South, the midday meal was dinner.
Yeah.
Supper was light. Well, dinner was heavy. Supper was light.
I didn't grow up on a farm, but I worked on farms, and we had a big lunch like that. And then literally everybody would lay down for like 20 minutes, and then you'd go back out. And then this will be good. We had a Pepsi break at about 3 o'clock. That's good for the sponsors, right? Pepsi break.
That's very good. Yeah, outstanding.
Yeah, did good.
Taste born in North Carolina.
Yeah. So I grew up that way. But if you ever had a chance to go down and see that plant, it's amazing what they get done down there.
Well, we appreciate so much the Tuckers.
They're awesome.
Yeah, and a tip of the cap to you folks as always. And Coach Mackey, wherever you are, I'm just going to call you BJ. All right. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll talk some basketball. Get your questions in there with the coach of the Deeks, Steve Forbes. We'll return after this as you listen to Wake Basketball from Learfield.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your Vic card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Stan Cotton here for Roger Marion Automotive. Roger and his staff have been taking care of me and my family and our cars and trucks for years. From tune-ups to oil changes to a state inspection or that weird sound your engine's making that you can't quite figure out. Roger Marion Automotive can handle whatever issue your vehicle has and get you back on the road with confidence and at a very fair price. Roger Marion Automotive between I-40 and 421 across from West Forsyth High School. Roger Marion Automotive, the only choice for any fan of the Demon Deacons.
More with Coach Forbes after these local messages on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
When it comes to local news, you can rely on ABC 45 News, there to cover your story.
Just had to take a stand. We should be compensated way more than we are.
There to get you answers.
It still leaves so much anxiety because it's like we don't know what happened.
There in your community.
We need to help out the people in our community who are struggling.
And there with your no-wait weather.
This area is producing some severe weather tonight.
ABC 45 News, weeknights at 6 and 11, standing up for you.
Welcome back to the Steve Forbes Show. It's time now for our Play of the Week, presented by WXLV ABC 45.
Deeks want to slow the tempo a bit. Steve Forbes said, hey, let's tap the brakes as the Deeks come to the front court. They'll get the ball to Spillers, to Calvies, back to Spillers for a stuff. Oh, what great ball movement from Wake. And Spillers hammers down a 65-56 lead. And Wake Forest goes on to win over West Virginia 75-66. The WXLV ABC 45 play of the game brought to you by ABC 45 News, giving you more coverage and dedication to what matters to you. And no wait weather with Jonathan Wendt, ABC 45 News, standing up for you. You guys did a great job again of sharing the basketball, and I think Nate had 9 assists on the night.
Actually, he got 10.
They change it?
I think they did because they gave one to Miles. I think that was Nate's. I'm looking at the stats here. I don't see it. I was told that after a game, but on this he has 9 assists and 3 turnovers. That's a pretty good night, especially against a team like that who was going into the game top 30 in the country in team defense. And we did a really good job of moving the ball, and then he did a great job of reading the floor and getting the ball to the open people.
Okay, Norm is on the Twitter machine. He says, Coach, can you please talk about Cooper Schwieger and playing him up high, running pick and roll versus starting the possession down in the post on some sets? Thanks, Norm.
Yeah, I mean, Norm, we don't want to play in set because if you're playing in set, it means the other team scored. And so we want to be playing in flow. And so if he's the first one down, then he runs to the rim. If he's the trailer, which a lot of times the bigs are going to be because they're the closest to the basket, then we play through him. And that's one of the reasons why we recruited him is because he's really good up there at handling the ball and with pick and roll, with dribble handoffs, with pick and pop. He showed it on Saturday. He made a 3 from the top, which I think he's got to do more of. I think he's just, still finding himself. We have sets and things where we put him down low, but the game's really not played that way anymore. And so, we take advantage of some of that when we can. But he's going to go down to the dunker. And then he's going to flush to the corner and play from there. And so, I think he's really coming on. He's playing better, getting more and more confidence. It's a big jump from Valparaiso to the schedule that we played, and I've been very pleased with his progress, and I think, second semester the next few games we'll see him play better and better.
And he looks healthy?
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he had a tough ankle sprain right before we went to ETSU that he was out for probably 2 weeks or maybe a little longer. He was in the starting lineup at that point. And so, he's fine. He's just he's new, and he's figuring it out, and thought he made some really good plays. I would have liked for him to have driven that ball from the corner and tried to dunk it instead of laying it up. They got blocked. 'Cause when you go to try to dunk it, you're going to get fouled because you're coming down with the ball. And then he tried to, lay it up, and he found out that this ain't the Missouri Valley. This is a little bit bigger league. And so, but he's doing good, and he's a multi-dimensional player, and we're going to use him in both spots. He played well with his back to the basket against Texas Tech, and and he's shown some flashes of that as well.
And right after Norm comes, I love this name, Deacon Ball. Deacon Ball wants to know, how do you work with the team on improving rebounding during the season? Deacon Ball, whatever your name is, thank you.
Well, first of all, we're one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the country. I'm not quite sure where we're at today. We're at least top 30, maybe top 20 in offensive rebounding, so we're doing really well there. We didn't do a great job, obviously, against West Virginia of, blocking out. That kept them in the game in the first half. They had 14 offensive rebounds in the first half, which is inexcusable. And a lot of that, though, was our guards. It really wasn't our bigs. Everybody's in there blocking out. Guards got to come down there and get it. We work on it. We have a couple drills we do. Obviously, and when you get in the season, you start playing a bunch of games in a row. It's hard to do that and the risk of somebody getting hurt, because in those drills, those are pretty intense physical drills. We talk about rebounding every day because we know how important it is. We got to check out better. We got to make contact. We got to go get the ball with 2 hands. I think sometimes we do a pretty good job of checking them out. We just don't secure the ball. And we got to do a better job of securing the ball with 2 hands.
Talking hoops with the coach of the Deeks, Steve Forbes. Got to sneak in another timeout. More questions on the other side here at Miller's on Robin Hood as we kind of count you down sort of to the game with Queens on Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock. The ladies play at 2 o'clock against Georgia Tech. We'll take the timeout. More on the other side as you listen to Wake Forest basketball from Learfield.
When the Triad brings ABC 45 News their traffic troubles, we get them resolved.
I really appreciate 45 because you guys advertise. If you have a problem and you can't get it resolved, give us a call.
One viewer had thousands worth of damage to her SUV from a fallen tree by a roadway.
ABC 45 News went to work and had the tree removed in less than a day.
Send your emails to traffictips@abc45.com. Triad traffic troubles on ABC 45 News at 6 and 11.
Miss,
Your burger is served.
Thank you.
And if I may suggest a pairing, this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. The sweetness of Pepsi perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger, while the citrus and carbonation elevates the taste for a truly stunning flavor profile. Bon appetit.
Now that is one perfect combination. If this is how the other half lives, I could get used to this. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
We'll be right back to the Steve Forbes Show after this local timeout on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
For up-to-date breaking news on the Deacs, there's no better source than GoDeacs.com, the official website of Wake Forest Athletics. GoDeacs.com provides detailed content of results of all Deacon sports teams, with innovative photos, live game and coaches show broadcasts, and in-depth interviews about the Deacons. GoDeacs.com is your complete online source for sports news when you just have to know. Visit GoDeacs.com and make it your homepage each time you log on to the internet. Go to the source, GoDeacs.com.
Looking for Demon Deacon audio content beyond game day? Download and subscribe to the Wake Forest Sports Network feed on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Stay connected to the Deacs all season long.
No, I thought we had great effort. Appreciate the fans. We had a good crowd. Last couple games have gotten off to a good start.
Catch every episode of the Jake Dickert Show and the Steve Forbes Show on demand, whether you're in Winston-Salem or anywhere in the world. Download and subscribe today. The Wake Forest Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Be a part of tonight's edition of the Steve Forbes Show.
We're glad to have him, and I think his parents are listening on the radio tonight to this. And so I told him after practice I was going to get after him, but I'll probably be nice.
Email your question to Stan and Coach Forbes at wakeradio@learfield.com or tweet your question to the voice of the Deacs at Stan Cotton WF.
Back at Miller's on Robin Hood, where we are typically every Monday. We'll be back here Monday, then a couple of weeks off for the holidays and whatnot. Then we're back and almost full throttle through January and February all the way to March. So we'll have a lot of fun here. Hope to see everybody out here on Mondays throughout the season. Again, we'll be here next Monday night, 7 to 8 o'clock. A reminder, since 1909, a long time ago, our friends at Norman Stockton have been addressing Deacon fans for every occasion. You'll find a tremendous selection of Wake golf shirts, quarter zips, vests, jackets, belts, a whole lot more right there in Minolta Village, right next to Wake's campus. Come check them out, Norman Stockton. All right, let's see. A couple people wanted you to respond to Mick Cronin and his whatever it was to the NCAA, saying that all coaches should wear suits and ties on the sidelines. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm sure Hill Stockton is sitting there saying yes, right?
He probably
He's told me that many times. First of all, I don't think that was real. I think that was a parody account. I think everybody got duped on that.
Well, I've read it 3 or 4 different places, and nowadays the thing about it is stuff on Twitter, you don't know. You don't know what's real or not.
I don't think it was true.
I was going to say it didn't sound like it would be true, but
I mean, Mick.
But you and I've talked about that before, anyway.
Mick, he pontificates on a lot of things, but I don't think suits is probably one of them. I can say this because he's a friend. I told a friend of mine today who asked me about it. I said, well, yeah, but he's got an advantage. He goes and gets his at the juniors department because his are cheaper.
Wow. How tall is he?
He's not very tall.
Not very tall?
No. He's tough, though. He's tough. No, I don't see that happening.
No.
And I'm not going to vote for it, I can tell you that.
So, Mark, we think you might have been duped.
I think you were duped, yeah.
Mark, you might have been duped.
I'm pretty sure you were duped.
We've talked about sideline attire before.
Yeah, I mean, hey, to each their own. I mean, Tom Walters wears his uniform every game. Jake Dickert wears a hoodie. I don't see why it's not a style show, and I don't think it's disrespectful to the game. If I thought it was, I wouldn't do it. But I think you can do it classy, and we do. We match a lot. Sometimes I wear what I want to wear. It is nice, when you don't, especially back in the old days when I was at places where you played 2 games on the road before you came home. You were packing 2 suits, all kinds of clothes, and then you had to iron, and I'm not the best at ironing. And then you look disheveled as soon as the ball goes up in the air, and so it's whatever. I get it. I'm sure, people have their opinion on it. I respect that. But once COVID hit, I remember the meeting. I was ahead of the ACC coaches, Coach K's last year. And so we had a meeting in August about what we were going to wear because we were coming out of COVID and everybody wasn't wearing a suit during COVID. So I asked, because I didn't want to wear a suit to like Duke and Coach K's over there in a quarter zip, you know what I mean? Or maybe he's in a suit and I'm not. And so we kind of looked at each other, and Coach K just said, well, this is my last year. I'm not wearing a suit. And I went, nobody's wearing suits. And that was the end of it.
It came down from on high.
I got on Young a couple times. He's wore his a couple times, and I told him he better never wear one when I'm playing him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mark also wants to know about your thoughts on the depth of the league, the ACC. It's looking good right now.
Yeah, I was talking to Paul Brazo today about it. Right now I think against the SEC we're one game under 5, like 13 and 14 or something like that. Pretty close. Got a few more opportunities here. I haven't seen everybody play. There's so many teams in our league. But just looking at the numbers, our league's in a lot better shape going into league play, which is really important because you need those games to count, to matter, as far as metrics. They always matter. Come on. But when we're talking about metrics and those kind of things, everybody's in a lot better shape right now except for maybe a couple teams in our league. But when you have 18 teams in your league, it's going to be really hard for having 18 teams in the top 100, but we're pretty close. Probably got, 16 of the 18, maybe 50, at least 15 of the 18 in the top 100 right now.
Did you follow all the college football selection stuff?
I did. Actually, I watched it. I was kind of interested in that. I don't know if I want to have an opinion on that. I don't want to make Notre Dame mad.
A lot of fallout from that on Notre Dame and the ACC.
Yeah, I didn't realize they're in our league in football. They're not.
They're not.
We don't even play Notre Dame this year in basketball. We're not even playing them. They're not. We have an unbalanced schedule because we have 18 teams, and so there's always going to look. It's just like football coaches are getting used to what we've been going through for years. They've had it pretty good. Now they're getting to figure out what we're dealing with, and they're going to have to deal with what they want to expand. How do they want to choose them? And there's always going to be somebody that's not happy at the end. There is. If it goes to 16, 17, 18, 19 will be mad too. And so it's just part of it, and we go through it every year, and they have. I think there's like 135 football teams. I don't know. What's the number in the power? Something like that?
Yeah.
And almost, 70% of those guys are going to bowl games anyway. So, I mean, it's, they got a pretty good deal, so.
All right, Mark, thanks for the questions. We appreciate it. I got to sneak in another timeout. More on the other side. Talking Wake basketball with the coach of the Deeks on the Steve Forbes Show. More coming right after this.
Stan Cotton here for Roger Marion Automotive. Roger and his staff have been taking care of me and my family and our cars and trucks for years. From tune-ups to oil changes to a state inspection or that weird sound your engine's making that you can't quite figure out. Roger Marion Automotive can handle whatever issue your vehicle has and get you back on the road with confidence and at a very fair price. Roger Marion Automotive between I-40 and 421 across from West Forsyth High School. Roger Marion Automotive, the only choice for any fan of the Demon Deacons.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
More with Coach Forbes after these local messages on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
It's electric here at the Joel. Holy cow, what a no-look pass. And another. And another. Never have I seen this many assists in one possession. This is flawless execution, Bob.
Hey, I'm thirsty too, but watching bottles of ice-cold Pepsi get passed from vendors down to Deeks fans in the middle seats is not the play-by-play we're here to do. Eyes back on the court. I'll buy you a Pepsi at the half.
No one one's better than you, Bob.
It's Wake Hoop season, so pass the Pepsi, proud partner of Wake Forest basketball.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Be a part of tonight's edition of the Steve Forbes Show.
Last couple games have gotten off to a good start. You watch Christmas Story, you ever put your tongue on the flagpole like that?
I've watched that, but I've never done that.
Don't do it.
Email your question to Stan and Coach Forbes at wakeradio@learfield.com or tweet your question to the voice of the Geeks at Stan Cotton WF.
Okay, we are back. Fourth quarter.
Hey, I did lobby for one bowl on Sunday with John Curry.
What was that?
I wanted to go to the Pop-Tart Bowl. Because I really literally thought Jake would win it, and I knew he couldn't eat all those Pop-Tarts, and I would get some out of that. So I lobbied hard for a Pop-Tart Bowl, but I didn't. Obviously, I had no juice. And I also put up my Christmas Story Village today. So if you want to come over and put your tongue on the light pole, you can.
I've never done that. But
since you're getting me on every time we go to break.
I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Well,
that's way over my pay grade.
I'll tell you what, I'll take you home. I'll take you home to Iowa, and you can try that and see what happens.
I know what happens. I don't want to do it. I'm from Tennessee.
It won't end well.
We do stupid things in Tennessee, too, you know.
Yeah, we all do.
There you go. All right, time now for the Greenway Village Dental question of the night, because all of us deserve a beautiful smile. Want to talk about Nate Calmes and the control with which he plays. We talked about it a little bit. 9 assists to 3 turnovers. That'll work every night.
Yeah.
Right? Talk about him.
You know, his transformation has really been impressive. He came here as a scorer, and he can score. He averaged, 15 a game, I think, last year at Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
But we've asked him to be the point guard. And so I think he's done an absolutely incredible job of getting everybody involved. I don't have the overall stats, but he had not only did he have 9 assists and 3 turnovers, but he was chasing Honor Huff all over the court, and he's pushing it in tempo, and he's really good at shooting that little floater. He missed his first free throw on the year.
I know.
Saturday. And he knew it. He came to the bench and told me, "Man, I'm sorry." I said, "For what?" He goes, "I missed a free throw." I go, "Okay, next."
Just so you'll know.
You didn't do it? You didn't jinx him?
I did not give the announcer jinx. I never said all season long
he's never missed.
That he's like 8 of 8, 9 of 9. I waited till afterwards. So
he's playing. He's done a really good job. Him and Sebastian have done a really good job of. They're kind of like a fastball and a curveball. They're a little bit different pitches, and so those guys have played really well. And I'm real happy for Nate, and I think he's going to play really well here in ACC play.
Very well spoken. We've had him on at least twice post game, and he can.
State champion swimmer.
Really?
Yep, he was a state champion swimmer. So that tells you what kind of shape he's in, because I don't think I could make it one lap down the pool.
Need to get him with Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
The swimmer.
The swimmer. Yeah.
All right, we're going to take one more timeout and a few minutes left with the coach, and that is it on this Steve Forbes Show number 5.
5.
Yeah, 9 more to go. 9. Yep.
I thought I had 15.
14.
Oh, man, I added one in there. All right.
You can do one by yourself. You don't need me, that's for sure. We all would agree on that.
I'm pretty sure
you don't need a host. You can go all by yourself.
Pretty sure I could do that.
We've had a few basketball coaches in my time that could go. The first one was legendary.
Yeah.
Coach Odom. He would hold. We took callers back in those days, and we'd have several folks waiting to talk to Coach Odom.
Yeah.
And I would look at Dave because he could go. And I would say, we need to take a break. And he said, Stan says we need to take a break. Could you hold during the break because I want to go more on this topic with you while other people were waiting. So we could have had a 3 or 4 hour show with Dave Odom. But anyway, all right, one more time out, and we'll finish up after this from Miller's on Robin Hood.
Hey, Deacon fans. If you can't make it courtside or want to catch an away game with other Wake fans, Little Richard's Barbecue on Stratford Road should be your first choice to watch Wake basketball games. Enjoy big screen TVs, cold drinks, and all the smoked meats and southern sides you love. Proudly serving Deacon fans since 1991, Little Richard's is the go-to game day spot for Wake fans. Visit us on Stratford Road or order online at littlerichardsbarbecue.com. Go Deeks.
At Vibe, we believe interior design has the power to transform experience, shaping how people heal, learn, and perform every day. Whether it's premium hospitality suites, medical education facilities, residence halls, or healthcare environments, we create spaces that inspire connection, focus, and well-being. As respected partners of Wake Forest University and Wake Forest Athletics, we're proud to design environments where champions thrive on the court, in the classroom, and beyond. Discover the impact of great design at vibedesign.com. That's Vibe with 2 I's.
We'll be right back to the Steve Forbes Show after this local timeout on the Wake Forest Sports Network from Learfield.
When it comes to local news, you can rely on ABC 45 News, there to cover your story.
Just had to take a stand. We should be compensated way more than we are.
There to get you answers.
It still leaves so much anxiety because it's like we don't know what happened.
There in your community.
We need to help out the people in our community who are struggling.
And there with your no-wait weather.
This area is producing some severe weather tonight.
ABC 45 News, weeknights at 6 and 11, standing up for you.
Your Harris Teeter grocery haul can earn you savings on gas with our fuel points. Earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend when you shop with your VIC card on your favorite products, fresh produce, and organic brands. Track your fuel points in the Harris Teeter app and redeem your points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. The more you shop, the more points you earn. It's like getting gas money just for shopping like you normally do. Click to learn more. Harris Teeter, in food with love.
Okay, we are back. And,
we're back.
Final few minutes. We've got not that long, 3. Next game, I don't want to ask you anything about Queens necessarily because that's a long way away.
It is.
But we were down there last year for the tournament and practiced in their campus.
It's a nice, beautiful campus right there in Myers Park area. And Grant Leonard does a good job, and he'll have his team ready to go. He'll have them ready.
And you right when we came on, you talked a little bit about your schedule this week, but a good chance for the guys to, they've got exams and all that.
They do.
To kind of catch their breath a little bit.
Tomorrow's a big day. We got practice, and I see Robert out here. Robert Eggleston, we're going to go do Santa's Helper.
There we go.
Yeah, we do it every year. We have, I don't know, maybe I'll wear my Grinch outfit. We'll see. I really think we do a lot of good community service projects, but it's probably my favorite one, wrapping presents for underprivileged kids. Robert and his people do an unbelievable job with that. I've been part of it ever since I've been here, and it's fun to do it, and it's fun to see the smile on a kid's face when you hand them a present, and we had fun delivering them. We wrap them. It's fun watching my players try to figure out how to wrap a present. It's a good life skill for them. Yeah, right? One of your players showed you how to wrap. That's true. That's true.
Your players teaching you how to wrap?
Yeah, my wife does that. Or if it's from Santa, then you don't wrap it. You just put it under a tree. That's
right.
how you do it.
Santa doesn't have time to wrap those things.
No.
I think isn't the roast tomorrow? We're raising money for Santa's.
We're raising money at Strickland's roast for Santa's Helper.
Well, then we need to just tell Gary tomorrow that's the only reason we're here.
Oh, that is the only reason why I'm there.
Heck with him.
40th year.
Yeah.
40th.
Well, how do you feel about your team here at the exam break?
Well, I feel good after a win, obviously. I wasn't feeling too good on Tuesday night. I like where we're at. We've played a really challenging schedule, and I think it's preparing us for what we're about to face in the league. We still have 3 really good games left to play before Christmas, and obviously the last one against Vanderbilt is a great home opportunity against what will be a nationally ranked team. And so we're in good spirits right now. Pretty good health. Sebastian got hurt in the West Virginia game, a shoulder deal. He's day-to-day right now, but everybody else seems to be in really good physical health. And so I like where we're at. They're a really fun group to coach. That's not always the case. And I enjoy going to practice every day, and they're good guys.
And what as you look at getting jump started after the break and work our way into the start of the ACC schedule, what are a couple of things that you really want to kind of drill down on and get shored up before you?
I mean, I think just consistency and execution on both ends. I thought we got off to a great start defensively against West Virginia. I didn't think we got off to a very good start offensively. So you want to have them both clicking at the same time, especially against really good competition. I think, continuing to see these players evolve in our depth. And, Miles had 7 rebounds, on Saturday. That was huge. I thought he drove the ball well and not just shot to 3. He showed some more versatility in his game. Trey's playing at a really high level right now, and he's being a great leader. He's vocally leading the team in the right direction. Omaha he had plus 15. Everybody gets caught up in scoring and all this, but he's such a good defender and team player. Moves the ball, physical. But I think he'll continue to evolve as a rebounder, scorer. There's just a lot left on the table for a lot of these guys, and I think that's the most exciting part.
We just got the 1 minute cue.
1 minute.
Yeah.
So went fast.
What's your parting shot at these folks who braved the quote unquote weather tonight?
I knew the diehards would be here. I knew it. I knew there would be no fair weather fans in here tonight. I appreciate everybody coming, and we need you there. I know a lot of people got a lot going on right before Christmas. We need you there on Sunday, and whatever day that is, we play again. I think Wednesday, and then we play Vandy. I know it's right before Christmas. Good way to start your Christmas celebration by coming and watch us beat Vandy, and then spend some time with your family. Our guys will go home, and we'll stay here and get ready for ACC play.
Well, Coach, that wraps it up. We appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for your time. Thank you, folks,
everybody,
for coming. Appreciate the folks here.
Put your coat on when you leave. Put your coat on.
Phil, thank you. Brian, thank you. Banks, thank you. And we'll see you back here next Monday night. Before that, though, we'll see you Wake and Queens on Sunday, airtime 4:30. Good night from Millers.
You've been listening to the Steve Forbes